Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today you're about to witness a journey that feels nothing short of unbelievable. When we talk about precision, balance, risk, and the kind of fearless discipline that pushes the limits of the human body, only a few performers in the world truly stand out. But then, every once in a generation, a pair steps on stage who makes the impossible look effortless, who makes danger look graceful, who makes you forget that what they're doing defies every rule of physics. Today we're diving into the story, performance, and unbelievable rise of a duo that many people are calling the best acrobatic performers of the entire century. And if you've seen even a single moment of their act, you probably know exactly why the world can't stop talking about them. Their story doesn't begin under bright lights or in front of roaring crowds. It begins far away from the glamorous stage of America's Got Talent, in a small training hall where determination echoed louder than applause, where every fall was a lesson, and where the dream of becoming the greatest wasn't a distant fantasy but a mission. What makes them special isn't just their technique. It's the bond between them. Acrobatic duos require trust that goes beyond teamwork. When one partner is suspended 40 feet in the air relying only on the grip strength, stability, and timing of the other, trust becomes life itself. Every rotation, every lift, every landing becomes a silent conversation between two people whose minds must stay perfectly aligned. When they stepped onto the AGT stage for the first time, the judges didn't know what to expect. The audience leaned forward, curious but unsure. And then the music started. The stage lights dimmed, the duo centered themselves, and for a brief second before the routine began, everything went silent. It was the kind of silence that only happens before greatness announces itself. Then the first lift happened. Effortless, controlled, a move so smooth that it immediately grabbed the audience's attention. This wasn't simple acrobatics. This was storytelling through movement. This was art carved through muscle and momentum. But here's where things shift. Most acrobatic acts follow patterns. A climb, a spin, a catch, maybe a dangerous fall. But this duo didn't follow patterns. They created their own language. As the routine progressed, it became clear that the audience was witnessing something that pushed acrobatics into a new category. They executed combinations that most performers wouldn't dare attempt even in private training sessions. These weren't just moves. These were leaps into the unknown. And every time gravity tried to intervene, they answered with something even more jaw-dropping. The judges couldn't believe what they were seeing. You could spot the instant shock on their faces after one of the mid-routine stunts, a spinning overhead hold that transitioned into a free-fall catch executed with such accuracy that even the cameras struggled to keep up. People in the audience gasped. Some covered their mouths. Even Simon Cowell, the judge known for rarely showing extreme reactions, leaned forward, eyes widened, fully locked into every second of the performance. It takes something extraordinary to make Simon speechless, and this duo managed that within their first minute on stage. What made their performance even more incredible was not just the risk level but the emotional delivery. Acrobatics can easily become purely technical, but what this duo delivered was raw emotion. They weren't just performing stunts. They were telling a story of connection, fearlessness, and resilience. Every time they moved, it felt like you were being pulled deeper into their world. This is the kind of energy that can't be faked. It's built through years of partnership, thousands of hours of training, and countless moments when quitting would have been easier but excellence demanded they continue. Halfway through the act, they executed a sequence that instantly went viral across social media. The liftoff began with a running start. The female performer leapt, twisting into a horizontal position midair, only to be caught inches before hitting the ground. The male partner not only caught her, he transitioned into a one-arm lift and extended her above his head while stepping backward in perfectly timed footwork. This wasn't strength alone. This was precision engineering powered by muscle memory. And the crowd went wild. Within seconds, the cheers became deafening. That moment alone earned millions of replay loops online. But what happened next? That's the part no one could have predicted. They set up for their final stunt, a move so dangerous that even professional acrobats watching backstage said they weren't sure it was possible on a live stage without safety wires. The duo had practiced it, of course, but practicing something dangerous is never the same as performing it under the pressure of millions watching. The stage lights brightened, the music softened, a building intensity filled the room. The female partner climbed onto his shoulders. He positioned his hands beneath her feet, staring straight ahead with intense focus. And then she jumped. The rotation that followed seemed to break the laws of physics. She flipped not once, not twice, but 3 full rotations in the air, while he moved forward to catch her mid-fall. The catch was perfect, not a millisecond late, not a centimeter off. The moment their hands connected, the room exploded. The crowd erupted. The judges jumped to their feet. It was the kind of finale that performers dream of delivering, the moment where everything they've ever worked for aligns into something unforgettable. Their audition ended with a roaring standing ovation. The judges praised them not only for their technical brilliance but also for their emotional depth. Even Simon offered words that performers remember forever. He said they weren't just great. They were potentially one of the best acts he had seen in the entire history of the show. That kind of praise doesn't come easy. And when it does, it signals that something truly special has just happened. As the competition went on, the duo continued raising the bar. Instead of repeating safe routines, they pushed themselves into more extreme territory. Every performance was more daring than the last, yet more beautiful than anything they'd done before. They introduced new elements: blind catches, one-handed suspensions, spinning lifts under falling confetti, aerial drops that made audiences gasp before bursting into applause. What set them apart was not just their ability to perform these moves, but their ability to make each performance feel like a chapter in a bigger story. Every round deepened the emotional impact of their art. And here's something most people don't know. Backstage, before every performance, the duo had a ritual. They stood face to face, both hands linked, eyes closed, breathing in sync. It wasn't superstition. It was alignment, mental and physical. Acrobatics isn't just strength. It's concentration, communication without words, and an unbreakable bond. That ritual reminded them of why they were there, not for fame, but for passion. Their semifinal performance became another unforgettable milestone. They stepped into a stage setting that resembled a storm. Wind effects, deep blue lighting, swirling atmospheric visuals. And yet, despite the dramatic environment, their movements remained fluid and controlled. They executed a mid-air pass-through stunt that stunned even the production crew. Fans watching at home jumped out of their seats. The clip went viral again, shared by millions across platforms, with comments praising their fearlessness and elegance. By the time they reached the finale, they had already carved their names into the memory of AGT fans across the world. Their final routine wasn't just a performance, it was a tribute. A tribute to every fall they ever recovered from, every moment they doubted themselves, and every push that brought them closer to mastery. The stage was dark, a single spotlight illuminated them. And then, slowly, their movements began weaving the story of everything they had fought for. The judges watched in silence, completely absorbed. The moment came when they introduced their most dangerous stunt yet, a mid-air transition that had only been attempted successfully a handful of times in training. It required perfect timing, not good timing, not almost, perfect. She launched herself upward into a rotating arc. He stepped forward, hands ready, posture grounded. The audience went silent. Time felt suspended. Then, connection, perfect again, and the crowd erupted in the biggest ovation of the night. Some audience members were crying. Judges clapped with genuine admiration. Simon Cowell stood up again, something he only does for acts he considers truly exceptional. When the final note ended, the duo stood center stage, breathing heavily, eyes bright, absorbing the magnitude of what they had accomplished. They didn't just perform, they transcended. They delivered a season-defining moment. Some say a decade-defining one. And for many around the world, a century-defining one. So are they the best acrobatic duo of the century? Many believe so. The technical mastery, the emotional storytelling, the unique bond, the physics-defying innovation. Everything they brought to the stage felt like it belonged to a new era of performance art. They weren't just acrobats. They were history in motion. And their impact on the world of acrobatic performance will be remembered for generations. Their journey reminds us of a powerful truth. Greatness isn't given, it's earned through sacrifice, persistence, connection, and a fearless belief in your craft. The duo showed us what the human body is capable of, but more importantly, what the human spirit can achieve when two people stand together, trust each other, and reach beyond the limits of what seems possible. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most incredible acts to ever grace America's Got Talent, don't forget to stay connected, because more unbelievable stories, talent journeys, and behind-the-scenes explorations are coming your way. And until next time, remember this: greatness isn't just something you see. It's something you feel, and this duo made the whole world feel it.